What up, y'all? So today we're going to be talking about gender, and it's a social construct. And yeah, so I don't know. First of all, what I think is gender is definitely a social construct and very different from sex, which is I think like that whole argument that conservatives make about how can you have two different sexes, and I believe that there are two sexes, but I also believe that you can be whatever the hell fucking gender you want to be. Like you don't want to be a guy, so it's like don't be a guy, man. Like it's okay. Don't gotta be anything you don't want to be. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely believe that in like the next 100 years, like we're not even gonna have like genders. We're just gonna be like dressing however we want. Just being whatever the hell we want to be. And like I think gender gender affirming surgeries are not even gonna be a. We're gonna look back at this in like 100 years and be like, what the hell are we doing? Like why are we changing our genitals, because like if you think about it, like if like without the gender norms and rules, like we're not gonna have a need for gender or for gender affirming surgeries because we're just gonna oh my god, imagine if I had shot that on goal. That would have been crazy. And we're not gonna be feel the need for to feel like a certain gender. We're not gonna need those genitals or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we're just gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna be myself. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to. We don't we wouldn't feel the need to feel like a certain person because we would just be free to be like whoever we want to be. If that makes sense. And it's kind of hard to think about because it's just like, well, like why don't you feel the need to like why wouldn't you feel the need to gender affirm yourself? And I'm just thinking like if you believe that gender is a social construct, then you should also believe that you shouldn't need gender affirming surgery to affirm your gender because it's genitals are not necessarily what make your gender. They're just your sex. Okay, so I guess it would be sex affirming surgery. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like so like let's say it's kind of like the whole like stigma of like 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 how kids are born, or for the most part at least, are born like thinking that, or parents I should say, not the kids themselves, but parents grow up assuming that the child is heterosexual, but it's like it's always like you got to come out as gay because you don't have to come out as straight. You just assume that you are, which is kind of stupid because it's like, bro, you're like, this is a child, dude. What it's not anything sexual. It's just a kid. They're just fucking playing with blocks and shit. Like what the hell are we doing? Trying to apply a sexuality to this child? Like it's not even developed its frontal lobe yet. It's just kind of stupid. And so like that kind of whole like thing is gonna be a thing of the past as well, where we're not going to need or we're not going to assume the sexuality of any children anymore because we're just gonna be like, oh, oh my god, that was cool. Fuck, get your butt off my face, dude. This guy's just backing up on me. I'm just saying, like that's gonna be a thing of the past as well, where we're not gonna like assume any sexuality because it's just gonna be like we're not even gonna have a sexuality. It's just gonna be like whoever. Like I guess pansexual is kind of like what it's gonna be like in the future, but like I think it's gonna be like, damn, I missed. Like you just like whoever you want. You like this person, go for it, ask them out. You like this person, ask them out, and it's not gonna be anything based off like I mean, I still think people are gonna have preferences to like people who look masculine or feminine, but without the need for gender norms, that's also gonna be like what even is a sexuality. Like how could you even say, I like this type of gender? I mean, I guess you could say sex, but this type of gender without there being gender in the first place to like identify as. You know what I mean? And again, this is all in like my fake reality, or I would say upcoming reality of the next 100 years, in my opinion of what it's gonna be like. But like, yeah, there isn't gonna be like a sexuality to even like have because you're not gonna have a gender to prefer, if that makes sense. But so yeah, it's like that's gonna be a thing of the past. Gender's gonna be a thing of the past. But I honestly think that as soon as that happens, where gender's a thing in the past, I think it's gonna come right back because we're gonna need we as humans are gonna need we're gonna have the need to like group things. You know what I mean? Which is just I think it's just normal. I don't think it's healthy for us, but I think it's going to happen anyways. You know what I mean? And so I think it's gonna be short lived. To be honest, people are gonna want to fall back into groups. As backwards as that seems, especially with how hard we're fighting to stop it. It's just fun, I guess. I don't know. It just people just like being in groups that they feel like they can associate with. I mean, maybe if we adopt new types of groups, like in terms of like hobbies or jobs, kind of like we did in the 1800s, where everybody had their own jobs, where their like family lineage followed. I think that'll be like a. If we fall into that, then we might even avoid going back into the gender thing and stuff. We might even just be able to just adopt that. Yeah, I think we as humans will be satisfied. Our OCD brains would just be like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll just be a blacksmith though whole rest of my life, as long as I don't have to follow gender norms and sexuality. You know, but um, so yeah, I think gender is most definitely a construct because but like I said earlier, I also do believe that there are two sexes. There are, in some cases where we have intersex, which is like I think an anomaly. Like it's not very common, and I think it's like genetically an accident. I believe. I'm not exactly too sure on that, but it's very rare, and like it's also like I know those people like they can live normal lives, so it's like not even a big deal. They can like live as either gender depending on what their body, just ends up choosing over time. Um, I mean, there's plenty of androgynous people out there, which I think means just like no gender. Uh, and I mean, yeah, I mean they really don't have any. I don't for them as far as I can tell, or not can tell, but like as far as I know, like they don't really have like health complications besides their hormones being like in weird areas, which I mean it's not it might mess up their day to day. They might be a little bit have a lot of mood swings and such, but like you know, I mean, gee, you're alive, I mean, you're on this planet living this crazy life that we all live. You know what I mean? So it's like take it, and just enjoy. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So, yeah, shit, I can say that like fucking moist critical. I gotta have a new outro.